Say hi to my grandparents. We will continue with Joseph's story now. So they said to one another, "Look, here comes that dreamer. Come, now, let us kill him and pitch him into one of the water pits, and we will say that a vicious wild animal devoured him. Then let us see what will become of his dreams." When Reuben heard this, he tried to rescue him from them. So he said, "Let us not take his life." Reuben said to them, "Do not shed blood. Throw him into this water pit in the wilderness, but do not harm him." His purpose was to rescue him from them in order to return him to his father. So as soon as Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped Joseph of his robe, the special robe that he wore, and they took him and threw him into the water pit. At the time the pit was empty, there was no water in it. Then they sat down to eat. When they looked up, there was a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were carrying labdanum gum, balsam, and resinous bark, and they were on their way down to Egypt. At this Judah said to his brothers, "What profit would there be if we killed our brother and covered over his blood? Come, now, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and do not let our hand be upon him."
So Grandpa, what do you think is going on with Joseph's brothers wanting to kill their own brother? Something is going wrong with them, right?
Well, granddaughter, in a sense you are right. But in this case, God is permitting what is going on. You see, God loved Jacob, and what is going to happen will be good for Jacob.
Well, Grandpa, I am sorry, but I do not see what good about it. Jacob will not see his son again. Would it be good for you if you do not see your son again?
Oh, I see where the problem is. You did not listen to the last story that was told about Joseph's dreams and their meaning correct. I think you have to listen to the last story. You see, granddaughter, Jehovah loved his friends. If he did not let Joseph's brothers sold him, he would not have ended in Egypt, and Jacob and his family would have died of hunger. You see now, when God permits something like that to happen to the people that he loves, there is a reason behind it, and we are not supposed to question him.
Well, let's continue with Joseph's story, okay? After all, he is our brother, our flesh. So they listened to their brother. And when the Midianite merchants were passing by, they lifted Joseph up out of the water pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. These men took Joseph into Egypt. Later, when Reuben returned to the water pit and saw that Joseph was not in the water pit, he ripped his garments apart. When he returned to his brothers, he exclaimed, "The child is gone. And what am I going to do?" So they took Joseph's robe and slaughtered a male goat and dipped the robe in the blood. After that they sent the special robe to their father and said, "This is what we found. Please examine whether this is your son's robe or not." Then he examined it and exclaimed, "It is my son's robe. A vicious wild animal must have devoured him. Joseph is surely torn to pieces." With that, Jacob ripped his garments apart and put sackcloth around his waist and mourned his son for many days. And all his sons and all his daughters kept trying to comfort him, but he kept refusing to take comfort, saying, "I will go down into the grave mourning my son." Now the Midianites sold him in Egypt to Potiphar, a court official of Pharaoh and the chief of the guard. Well kids, we have come to an end of today's story. We will continue tomorrow for another short story on Joseph's life. Please like and share and subscribe. God bless Diego.